And we're back with episode 13, wherein we're about to make coffee. Boros thought of a task you might enjoy, something dear to my heart. The Pluffins, our wonderful little bird friends. You've seen them roaming about, yes? You can be feeding them tea. They're quite loving the stuff. In fact, they will even change colours to the colour of the tea you serve them, like magic. It's not actually magic, it's just simply being normal Pluffin biology. So feed tea to the Pluffin vens. So give them some tea and make them fun colours. There's barely a soul alive who's ever witnessed a Pluffin die. No, feeding them is merely for our enjoyment. And theirs, they seem to enjoy the taste. Okay. Serve tea to 5 Pluffins. Okay. Where are the Pluffins? Where's their house? There they are. Well, that's one. Right, where was that coffee bean? So, run you through there. Let's do some sweeping while we're here. I need to go outside because there's a bunch of mugs. That need washing. Okay, that was just regular tea as well. Let's just get rid of you. Okay. This is sacrilege. So let's throw a blue loop in there. And then a coffee bean. Presumably I have to throw a tea ball in there as well just to finish it. Okay, let's see. You've brought coffee. Just coffee. I'm glad to have coffee at this time. The coffee will better enable me to deliver my presentation to the board. This presentation will be the first I have ever delivered. It is important that I make a positive impression. May I present it to you now to practice? Sure. I will now present it. It is entitled Conflict Resolution in the Workplace. Ahem. Okay. All of us have experienced conflict. Some have done so dozens or even tens of thousands of times. Yet a fundamental question must be asked. What is conflict in the workplace? And where does it come from? This is a question I will answer in my presentation. May I inquire how my presentation is thus far? You should lighten the mood with some jokes. Understood, I will do so. What is conflict in the workplace and where does it come from? There are three primary sources of conflict in the workplace. Litter, resentment, and corn product. Wait, what? Of these three, litter is the only one over which we have any real control. Therefore, remember to litter on your co-workers' desks only when absolutely necessary. When conflict arises, all employees are encouraged to document it in their conflict journal. Remember to record names, dates, and specific swear words used in the conflict. Remember to embellish details of the conflict only in places where it makes the conflict more entertaining. At this time, we will pause for a joke. Why didn't the submarine need to rest? Because it was not tired. The nature of this joke is that certain vehicles have tires. However, a submarine is not one. Tired, in this case, can refer to both the submarine's energy level or the number of tires it has. In fact, a submarine is a submersible watercraft which uses ballast tanks and jet propulsion to enable movement. Therefore, tires on a submarine would be irrelevant. This concludes the joke. We will now resume the presentation. After filling an entry in the conflict journal, remember to inform your conflict manager that you have done so. However, do not discuss the specifics of the conflict with your conflict manager. If the conflict manager asks for specifics of the conflict, you must reply only in vague grunts and shrugs. The conflict manager may begin crying or begging you to share details of the conflict, groveling on hands and knees. The conflict manager may promise to open up about their own deepest secrets, if only you share the conflict details. The conflict manager may offer you $20. In all of these cases, you're only permitted to roll your eyes and say, "It's just, I don't know, I don't wanna." Alternatively, you may fake a disease in order to leave the room. Do not look the conflict manager in the eyes. You may accept the $20, you may not discuss details of the conflict. At no time are you permitted to learn your conflict manager's real name. We will now pause for a joke. How many kinds of fish are there? 11. Excuse me, my mistake. This was a statement of fact about fish and not a joke. I will correct this mistake when I deliver my presentation to the board. This now concludes the presentation. Thank you for allowing me to practice. I feel more prepared than before. As a show of thanks, I would offer you this picture of my own conflict manager. Sure. I hope your conflict manager is as benevolent as my own. I'm sure they will be. I'm gonna drink whatever this is.
Coffee means early mornings, long days, rigorous training. It flips a switch in me. Starts a motor running that can go for a long, long time. It doesn't make me better at my training. It just puts me into a headspace. And yet, here I am. I'm drinking coffee. And I just don't feel anything. I can't summon that fire. Is that good? Is it bad? I don't know. God. I just want things to stop changing.
I don't think you can stop things changing. You know, I don't think that's possible. Change is inevitable. He's very colorful. Larry, I've seen it. You served coffee to Jerry. I require coffee in order to deliver my presentation. Therefore, I would like coffee. What kind of coffee do you want? Regular coffee? Nothing else? You don't want like a flavor or something? I only require coffee. I'm not just going to sit here and make you guys the exact same thing over and over. I'll go out of my mind with boredom. Give me an interesting coffee order. Well, then, I guess you're going to typically have it somewhere else, then. You're going to give me an order or not? Say something. And it cannot be regular coffee. Nope. I'll forget to drink my coffee and it will become cold. There are times when I enjoy the coffee in this condition. Cold. Cold coffee. Okay. Okay, yeah, you want a cold brew? We can do that. We can do that. We can make a cold brew. Borrow, why don't you finish this? Miss Alta, Borrow has noticed there is coffee growing right here in our clearing. Yeah, Zenith spawned it to serve the businessman. My goodness, what an improbable delight. I didn't even know it was possible. Although I would say Borrow coffee has never been exactly Borrow's cup of tea. It's kind of a ritual for me to have a coffee at the start of a long day of training. Yes, this feels very much like the Alta that I am knowing. Oh dear, now that we serve coffee, will Wanderstop have to rebrand? Oh, I can't be doing it. It's simply a tea shop that sometimes has coffee. Don't worry about it. I'll handle the coffee. Haha, now that is what I'm liking to hear. As always, Borrow is going to put off learning any new or useful skills for as long as possible. You brought Borrow a cup of tea? This is for you. Oh well, if it isn't a cup of good old-fashioned coffee. I tell you, I tried making coffee here at Wanderstop many years ago. Attempting to keep up with the trends, yes, the popular types of drinks. At the time, the shop was seen as quite unfashionable if it was not serving coffee. But oh dear, Borrow could not simply produce a decent cup of coffee for the life of me. Coffee is simply not being my sensibility, I'm afraid. I will tell you, miss, that this was a difficult lesson for Borrow to learn. I tried for much longer than I should have, forcing myself to make coffee. And when I finally gave up and accepted that this is simply a tea shop, goodness, what a weight lifted from Borrow's shoulders. Yes, so obvious now in hindsight, how silly. But it seems coffee has returned to us, like a wandering cat, it has come back home. And I can say you've done a fine job of it. It's just that coffee is not being to my taste. I'll leave the coffee preparation to you. No need to go relearning my big lesson. Okay. You want cold coffee. Well, I need to get coffee. There's a bean somewhere on the ground. There. I have observed there is coffee available. I will accept a coffee at this time. I'm not making regular coffee. More interesting coffee. Well, then today you're going to learn something new about yourself. How exciting for you. Is the only way that you will make coffee? Yes. Oh. In that case, I will take coffee with fruit. Good. Kind of fruit. I'll take whichever fruit has the least amount of flavor possible. Sigh. Fine. I'll bring you the most flavorless fruity coffee I can make. Very good. Okay. I think I'm assuming... Let's try making this just with the coffee bean. On its own. Which one are you? Wait, why are there more of you? No, it's the guy with the glasses. It's the other one. Yes, you are the one who wanted the cold coffee, right? This is cold coffee. I am glad to have cold coffee. This is exactly the taste of coffee that has been sitting on my desk all day. It's a good taste. I very much care for this taste. As a result of this positive association with coffee, I am more confident in my presentational abilities. At this time, I would like to show you the presentation that I've prepared for the board. Okay, go for it. I'll now deliver my presentation. There will be a segment at the end for notes and feedback. Ahem. I am Larry. This is my presentation. Third quarter growth relative to other quarters with less growth. I have some feedback on the title. Yes? Make it rhyme. Placed in order, first comes third quarter, other quarters gains are shorter. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's begin by discussing company profits. Company profits in the third quarter look like this. For the purposes of clarity, I've removed portions of the timeline where profits declined. Let's compare it to a different quarter's profits. For the purpose of clarity, I drew this graph as a straight line from left to right. Put the two graphs on top of each other. The results are self-evident. This concludes the presentation. Thank you. Begin the notes and feedback portion of the presentation. Can I see the second graph again? This one? Make it greener. Make the line thicker. This is much more impactful. I'm carrying the poster which reflects the above average nature of my self-confidence. You may keep it if you wish. Sure. Great. Right, someone wants fruity coffee. I need to give this to a puffin. Where are the puffins? There's some. Let's clear these weeds out. Jeez. So many weeds around here. There you go. Ooh, a candle. Ah, coffee. Fruity coffee. Okay. Well, while we wait for that. Don't make it too hot. Ghost fruit. Do the two different kinds of ghost fruit. Let's grab you. You down there. Okay, you, where are you? You're over there. Here you go, coffee. Contains a strong taste. I do not care for the taste of it. Okay, you didn't like that coffee. Not flavorless enough for you. You have presented coffee to the men of business. Was it successful? Yeah, you seem to like it, I guess. Hard to really know. An unqualified, resounding success. Victory. We're grateful for your help in creating coffee. You have our thanks. What is your name? Alta. The human. Alta the human. It is our joy to experience your being. You must tell us of your journey. Please describe yourself. We wish it very much. I came here because I needed help. What kind of help do you need? We'd like to know what kind. Guess there are a couple of things I need help with. Ah, this delights us. We enjoy very much when a thing is complicated. The complexity, the chaos, that inviting energy. Yes. Tell us more of what is complicated. I just don't know where to start. I don't really like talking about these things. Human Alta, we have an idea, a proposition. We wish for you to exit this clearing and return to the forest. We will journey there with you together. Why? In the forest it is easier for us to perceive essences, deeper nature. We shall witness your essence in the shade of the forest, your nature. The complications that you speak of, the forest will allow us to see them, to touch them. It will be fun, delightful. Sure. Did I follow you there? No need, simply walk out through the exit. We will join you. We will both be there and here, both. When you're ready, we will be there in the forest. Okay, see you there, I guess. Okay, so a fruit, bite berry. Do you want bite berry? Really? Very well. Have I tried Ghost Berry? Let's try it myself. Or is it just going to be coffee?
Coffee means...
Yeah, it's just coffee. Okay, let's find another pluffin. Funny old burb. Right, do I have any bite berries on me? No. What does a biteberry tree look like? Blue surrounded by yellow. Yellow surrounded by blue, even. Okay, yellow. Blue. Blue. Okay, that's a clean coffee bean. Okay, biteberry. Teacup down. Ah, you, here. Here you go, coffee. I see it is coffee, but it contains a fruit. And yet I cannot taste the fruit, for there is no flavor. This is the most agreeable sort of flavor of all. It is perhaps my favorite flavor. I have never had a favorite flavor before. It is a new experience. I am thrilled. I am brimming with enthusiasm. This enthusiasm will translate directly into my ability to deliver an effective presentation. We'll address the complaints about the excessive number of presentations. I can see the subject matter of my presentation interests you. I am indeed interested. Yes, it was obvious. I could tell that you were interested because of how interested you are. Due to your high level of interest, I will now show you the presentation. You will enjoy it. Please hold your comments during the presentation. Ahem. I am Terry from the Services and Integrations Department. Hi, Terry. As I said before, please do not speak during the presentation. I am here today to speak to you about the number of presentations that have been taking place across the company. Complaints have been filed regarding the excessive number of presentations. Why are so many unnecessary presentations taking place? At best we can tell, a man looks like this has been delivering excessive presentations. His motivations are unclear. His methods are precise. His resources are unlimited. He has been known to deliver presentations advocating for a radical increase in the number of presentations. There's misinformation. It's entirely possible that the man does not work at this company at all. Although through collective action, we can curb the misbehavior of this man or anyone working with him. The process for reporting problematic individuals is covered in your company onboarding workbook. I don't see it in my workbook. Can't have been any clearer. There's to be no speaking during this trial presentation. That said, I am distressed to learn that it is not covered in your company onboarding workbook. I'll have to let Janice know. I'll speak to her later about redistributing workbooks for new employees. This concludes the presentation. Makes me want to deliver a presentation of my own. I understand the desire. However, proper care must be taken. It is important to only deliver presentations which are vital and necessary. Consider attending presentation preparedness training before attempting a presentation. This presentation was a result of extensive work. It is of drastic social importance. I have on me a spare picture of the man portrayed in the presentation. You may keep it if you wish to raise awareness of him and his actions. Sure, I'll take it. Well, let's clean up these mugs. I need to give this to one of the Pluffins. Are you still a normal colored Pluffin? You are. I think I've done 5 of them now. Fed the Pluffins tea. I'm truly loving the extra bits of colour it brings to our clearing. They start following me around too. Well, yes, of course. Knowing who butters their bread. Perhaps you've already found yourself in charge of a Pluffin entourage. Another picture. Let's put all of these down here. Okay, you. How many businessmen are there? How many? I do not understand. I'm one person. I am Harry. Oh, there's like 4 of you now. No, there are not 4 of me. There is Wannabe, and I am Harry. Since I see that you have coffee, I will request a coffee at this time. Just so you know, I'm not making regular coffee. You have to order something more interesting than that. Oh, I see. It's one of those coffee shops. Coffee shop of complex drink recipes and unknowable ingredients. A coffee shop of high fashion and distinction. That's what this is. Yet I have arrived at one of them in this very moment. I am full of distress. Just give me a drink order. Very well, I've heard of a drink called a mintiato. If it is made with coffee, this is the part I understand. However, there is more. There is mint. Mint must also be added. I do not understand why. Oh, I see. The name is Mintiato. That is why there is mint. I understand now. I'm told there is another ingredient. Ice cream. It must taste like ice cream. Okay, okay. Well, we can get... I can get behind... mint... I can get behind minty ice cream coffee. First I need to make another coffee. I need to find another coffee bean. Mint, though. Also, we need painted gourds. Yellow, surrounded by... Yellow surrounded by green? Yeah, it has to be yellow surrounded by green. Okay, yellow. Surrounded by green. That is a painted gourd. But mint. Oh, chips. Okay, they're easy. Okay, this is easy enough. Let's just talk to you. When you are ready, we will be in the forest. Please join us there. Yeah. Where are these coffee beans? Well, that's probably a good place to call it for episode 13 anyway. And then in the next one we'll make our hopefully last coffee. Thanks for watching.